Hello there, Schwoke Lords. I'm just here to tell you my new song, Dry Spell, is out now wherever you're streaming music. Go check that out. At the end of this episode, you can listen to the song in its entirety, so stay tuned for that and don't touch the dial. This episode is brought to you by Novilla Mattresses, where comfort meets innovation, giving you the perfect night's sleep you've been dreaming of. Are you tired of tossing and turning all night, struggling to find a comfortable position? Look no further than Novilla Mattresses, the ultimate sleep solution designed with your comfort in mind. Experience the luxury of a good night's sleep with Novilla's advanced mattress technology. Their mattresses are crafted using the finest materials, providing the perfect balance of support and softness. Whether you prefer a plush feel or a firmer surface, Novilla has a mattress that caters to your unique sleep preference. But what sets Novilla apart from the rest? It's their commitment to innovation and quality. Each mattress is thoughtfully engineered to provide optimal spinal alignment, reducing pressure points and ensuring you wake up feeling refreshed and rejuvenated every morning. Say goodbye to restless nights and hello to blissful sleep with Novilla's cutting-edge cooling technology. Their mattresses are designed to regulate temperature, keeping you cool and comfortable throughout the night. No more waking up in a sweat, just pure, uninterrupted sleep. Worried about allergens and dust mites? Don't be. Novilla mattresses are hypoallergenic and resistant to common allergens, ensuring a healthier sleep environment for you and your loved ones. And here's the best part. Novilla is committed to affordability. They believe that everyone deserves a great night's sleep without breaking the bank. That's why their mattresses are competitively priced, giving you the best value for your money. But don't just take our word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have already made the switch to Novilla. Even when your mom comes to my place, just know she's getting a great night's sleep, among other things. Experience the difference for yourself and discover what it truly means to sleep like you've never slept before. Using promo code Schweezy or the link in our description, you can save 10% off any purchase you make through Novilla directly. Ready to transform your sleep experience? Visit their website today and choose the Novilla mattress that suits your needs. Your journey to a better night's sleep starts now with Novilla mattresses. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. When you want it the most, there's no easy way out. When you're ready to go and your heart's left in doubt, don't give up on your faith. Love comes to those who believe it, and that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Hello, my fellow Schwoke Lords, and what is up? Welcome to yet another episode of Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast.
This is the type of guy you get.
We have the soundboard back. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've originally had my studio is flooded, and so I'm actually like back in the room now and actually have. The listeners don't get to see this, but the watchers get to. You get to see my whole brand new ass set, which is just a little desk in front of a green screen, but it's an actual dedicated spot for that. I got new lights and a new soundboard and all that shit like that.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
This thing is fucking awesome. It's the Elgato Stream Deck, which is a very unfortunate name. I don't even know because the Valve Steam Deck and Stream Deck, I have to put like Elgato Stream Deck anytime I'm like looking up any information on it or whatever and seeing like that. But no, this thing is fucking cool. And it's like, remember how I used to have sound drops and I just didn't know what I was pressing? Now I don't have that problem because there's pictures and text with everything.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
And I can even control at least audio recording, anything on the computer. It's basically just a glorified numpad or little keyboard thing, but it's like super customizable, and I'm loving this. And hopefully having a dedicated device means that you will never have to go without the soundboard ever again. And so there's a couple other things I want to like try and see if we can get going with this, but I don't know. It's super, I got to figure out some stuff.
Let's go full throttle.
Maybe this might be a post thing, but I might do just like anytime I go on a stupid rant or whatever, or an emo, or like if I get like sad and go on a rant, call it like my, start playing some like Midwest emo riff or whatever. Because I have a couple I've written, so I know I can do it and record it. So, but the real question is,
man proposes and God disposes.
So, all that's cool. But yeah, so hopefully it doesn't sound too echoey. I do hear a little bit of echo, but I feel like it's coming not from my headphones and into it. So sorry if we got a little bit of echo today. Was it the room I'm in? Basically, I basically had to pack up all my things and move it out. It's not like moving. I just had to move it out. And then now I'm bringing everything back in. But yeah, that's like one thing you do notice. Like when a room's empty, you just know how like echoey it is. And it's not until you put stuff back into it, or even acoustic treat. And this is a work environment, so I gotta treat it like a work environment. But yeah, no, I've been doing a lot this week besides like getting carpets cleaned and stuff like that because of flooding. I'm fucking loving the new set though. Has all my little tchotchkes. Johnny Bravo, Darth Vader. I need to get a Sasquatch. I got my, the 2011-2012 Louis Armstrong Award from high school. I don't know why I still have this thing. It is completely dirty, and I need to do a cleanup. And then a piggy bank that's called Trailer Trash. It was my dad's. I inherited it from my dad. Like, I inherited this, and when it's not money, when it's just like things your dad just had, and like your dad wasn't like a super materialistical guy, So I'm trying not to be the thing. I'm like so in between materialistic and not. It's just like because having like a studio and music equipment, it just leads you into the fact of, well, this is nice to have in storage, and so you almost like even if you just are a musician, you just hoard a bunch of shit, and it's just how it is. Let's see, I got it here.
This is the type of guy you get.
There we go. See, it's not too bad. But yeah, hopefully I think I figured out what background I want to do, but this is like a really cool, I've always wanted to, this is like, the setup's always been like behind, like my studio work desk where like long ago, the Air Bud room, as I like to call it, that room, was cool with that because I had all these cool things in the background you could look at. And then the East Nashville one, that one sucked ass. I will tell you that one sucked ass. So if you like anything from that era, where it's just like Frank the Dog, that era, good for you. But we're not going back to at least the looks of it. But yeah, no, it's like all my stuff here. So it's cool. And then honk if you love butt drugs, but don't do that right now if you're driving. The joke is if I say it and you're driving and listening to the podcast, you have to honk. So that's the rules. What else? I like to play. I've been playing this game called, OnlyFans Roulette. You play it on Instagram, which makes it confusing, I know. But you play it on there. Like, what you do is basically like the magnifying glass icon? You click on it and you can just see photos from anywhere, What I like to do is just, scroll down there, wait until you see just some basic bitch, We all know who we're talking about here, but like some basic bitch. And then, you kind of look at their photos, and then you have to determine, do they have an OnlyFans? And the way you find out they have an OnlyFans is you look in their bio, you see, it's usually a link tree. When you see link tree, usually you're about right. And then you're not. So it's a fun game to play, get your boys together, play some OnlyFans Roulette. It's actually more fun if you have rich friends, because what they'll do is they will pay for the OnlyFans and see if it's any good. They'll help you go further, because there's like so far you can get into this game. The game you make is like you bet with your friends. So let's say you find a chick. You just scroll through Instagram, you find a chick. You're like, okay, she's, usually they're hot. If they're not hot, they usually know if they're not very successful on OnlyFans. So you go there and I'm like, all right, you see the page. Does she have an OnlyFans and stuff like that? So then you determine yes or no, and then you click on the link. It's usually a link tree, but if it's not, if it's just a website, then you're done. But if it's like her actual link tree, then you look for the OnlyFans, and then you find the OnlyFans, and then if she doesn't have an OnlyFans, that means people are out. And then you make the bet, how much is her OnlyFans? And then that's usually where I stop playing the game, is just guessing the price, because I'm not going to fucking put my actual money into some thought on the internet. And then if you have friends who have money and are down for it, put the money into the OnlyFans, okay, and open it up. And then you make guesses like, does she actually have sex? Like, or does she pose nude? Well, how far do you go into that? So it's a fun game to play. OnlyFans Roulette. Definitely check that game out because that game's a lot of fun. Also, I feel like it's God's purpose in my life to tell you that Air Bud is now on Disney Plus, and so all 5 of them. And it's the only reaction I have is it's about damn time from someone who is not a good person once said, it's about damn time. And I cannot believe it took him this long to get the Air Bud. Like, I can't imagine there were rights to it. I'm looking at I put the movie poster up in my room. I put it back up. And I think, it's just Disney, I think. Walt Disney Pictures presents. So I feel like Disney was the ones behind it. So go make sure you watch that on OnlyFans. No, watch fucking Air Bud on OnlyFans. Go watch that on Disney Plus. A big thought I've been having recently, and I'm actually curious to know if anyone who knows any knowledge on this. This is a Star Wars question. So we're getting into Star Wars for a minute, so we got to talk about it. Okay. So if you watch any of the Star Wars shows, I'm watching Ahsoka right now. Ahsoka is premiering right now. I think next week we will talk about the Ahsoka show now that it'll be over. But I'm thinking about the Ahsoka show, and I see that Ahsoka, her ship is like an older ship from the Republic era of Star Wars, or the Clone Wars era of Star Wars. That's basically the kind of ship she has. And it's a pretty big ship, and I've noticed all the ships have like beds and like living room type areas, and like these ships are huge. So my question is, in the Star Wars universe, is it acceptable normally in that universe to live in your ship, in a similar way that, people my age, like, are into van life where, like, they live in their van? Do you think Star Wars people are like that? And honestly, what's the reason why people don't live in, like, mobile homes is because they're small and trash. But, like, these ships are huge, okay? We're talking about, like, these huge ships in the Star Wars universe, and you're telling me that, like, that it's trashy to live in your ship, your giant-ass fucking ship, but living in a small-ass dirt. And they're all dirt houses. Like, majority, it's like on Coruscant, they have, like, nice apartments, And then in, like, the rest of the Star Wars universe, it's all no electricity, like, mud-built huts or something like that. Like, that's what I see in the Star Wars universe. So, realistically, and I, assuming that a ship is as much as a car or vice versa,
What?
There we go. I got to press harder on these buttons. Assuming that, I feel like having your own ship and living in your own ship, I feel like that is a way better way to live in the Star Wars universe. Even if you never put gas in it, like, and you're like, I never want to leave this planet, even though our solar system or universe is huge. Like, I don't want to go into that, So yeah, I want to hear thoughts. Is it, in the Star Wars universe, is it considered trashy to live in your ship? Or is it just like poor people live in houses, rich people live in ships? And even then, like, Darth Vader had a castle. Emperor Palpatine, I think he had a castle too. A castle or a tower or some shit. I think Palpatine lived on, like, Coruscant, right? That is weird. What does Palpatine do? Like, he just, and it's always weird. I even think about Palpatine as well. Like, what does Palpatine do when he's not on doing Jedi shit? Like, he's just being a politician, And I never really understood the end goal. Palpatine, I'm like, all right, you built a weapon that can destroy planets. The only thing I feel like that's good at doing is, like, stopping, like, citizens from rebelling in the Empire. I don't know. These are a lot of things in the Star Wars universe that I think of that no one else thinks of, apparently. Oh, no, wait, I have it. Hold on.
Because
Apparently, I'm the only one who thinks about this shit in the world. So, as our friend would say.
Cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
But yeah, no. So, tell me your thoughts on that. I do have a new song out. It's almost been out 2 months now, so I could probably have to stop promoting it at some point. But my song Dry Spell is out now. It's wherever you stream music at, and wherever you stream music at is where you will find my music. You know, if you're on Spotify already listening to me, like, it's not going to be that hard of a jump to go to my music. So make sure you're checking that out. Follow me on social media as well at TheSchweezy. Those are great. That's a great spot for finding out shit like that. And make sure you go support us. We have a PayPal. We have a Cash App account. Those are great ways to support us and say thank you for being a friend. And stuff like that. Those are just financial ways to support us. But make sure you do all the free shit we can do. Make sure if you're listening to the show, obviously on an audio platform, go to our YouTube page. We do put the most of our stuff on YouTube page. We're putting shorts. I think they're shorts on YouTube. We do have TikTok too. We do post things on TikTok as well. But we do post highlights from the episode, which you can share with your friends, which is really cool. Make sure you're doing that as well. And if you're listening on audio, make sure you're subscribing, leaving us a review, and give us like a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 star rating, you know.
And I really like that.
So yeah, definitely wanted to go check that out there. Other than that, though, I think that's it for the most part of my announcements. I don't think I have any more, which means we can jump into previous week right now. What is previous week right now, you may be asking? It's just last week's news right now. We're at a desk. We feel official. We can jump into this shit, you know, like, or, you know, our friend says.
Let's just jump into it.
So, let's just get going. This one's from Entertainment Weekly, our first article. Disney World sued over painful wedgie from ride that allegedly called Drizly vaginal lacerations.
That's rough, buddy.
A couple has sued Disney World after a young woman reportedly suffered grim injuries on one of the Orlando, Florida resort's Typhoon Lagoon attractions. According to the complaint obtained by EW, the lawsuit filed Wednesday in Orange County, Florida, by Emma and Edward McGinnis seeks $50,000 in damages stemming from injuries that the former allegedly suffered during an October 2019 visit to the water park. The suit states that Emma attended Typhoon Lagoon while wearing a one-piece bathing suit in celebration of her 30th birthday. She proceeded to ride the Humunga Cowabunga slide, which consists of 3 body tubes totaling 214 feet in length. The ride ends with a drop into a pool of water that slows guests down from a top speed of almost 40 miles per hour. The complaints indicate that the rider are instructed to cross their legs and ankles while riding the slide, though the McGinnises claimed Disney did not instruct them why this safety measure was necessary. The impact of the slide and Emma's impact into the standing water at the bottom of the slide caused Miss McGinnis' clothing to be very painful, forced between her legs, and for water to be violently forced inside her.
That's rough, buddy.
The suit reads, adding that Emma was taken to a nearby hospital for treatment and later to undergo surgery to repair gynecological injuries after she experienced immediate and severe pain internally, and as she stood up, blood began rushing from between her legs. The McGinnises suit categorized the experience as a painful wedgie and alleges that she suffered severe and permanent bodily injuries, including severe vaginal lacerations, a full thickness laceration causing plaintiff's bowels to protrude through her abdominal wall, and damages to her internal organs. EW has reached out to the McGinnises' legal representative for more information. Representatives for Disney World did not immediately respond to EW's request for comment. After opening in 1989, Typhoon Lagoons has become one of the most visited water-based attractions in the world and serves as one of 2 Disney water parks at the Florida property, the other being Blizzard Beach, which opened in 1995. Elsewhere at Disney World, the resort made headlines on September 18th after a black bear was found inside the Magic Kingdom, prompting the closure of rides and eateries across the entire western portion of the park, including Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, Jungle Cruise, and more. Okay. I don't want to be a victim blamer here, but I'm curious. What was she wearing? Was that call for laugh track? Anyways,
Feel like a woman, a real woman.
okay. So I'm just thinking here. I do want to know what she was wearing because, like, you know, it says it was a one-piece bathing suit, you know, so usually those aren't super slutty, you know, And also, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to slut shame Emma here, but doesn't it feel like an Emma would be the one to like get in this situation? You know, doesn't it feel like it's an Emma who gets into these predicaments? But also, so we're thinking even more here. Just like, I do want to know what she's wearing. If like what she was wearing was the cause of her problem, or was it the actual ride? I don't know. But every time I go down, I haven't been swimming. I don't think I've been swimming since. Yeah, I went to Florida in 2015. I think that was the last time I went swimming. I don't know. And it's kind of sucks to. I'm like chubbier, so, and I don't like, if there was a while I would like just keep my shirt on just because of like body acne. And that's rough. And people think it's because you're fat. It's body acne, bro. And so ladies, sometimes, I don't know, what would be like an appropriate thing to wear in this situation that would not lacerate your vagina? That's a good question. And the answer is, I don't know. I don't have a vagina. I wish I knew. I would say, though, men's swim trunks, yeah. Trying to think here. God, that must have it just like wedgied her so hard. God, that had to have hurt, though. Blood began rushing from between her legs. If I was honest, I would be like, oh, I'm a virgin. That's what if I was a chick, I'd do that anytime. Because I hear some chicks are funny. The funny ones, they'll like, I guess if like you're taking them to Pound Town and then you decide, and then she starts her period or whatever. I've heard some chicks being joking like, I'm a virgin or shit like that. I'm like, oh my God, that's funny. Anyways, though, who was in the wrong here? I don't know what Emma's wearing, but who was in the wrong here? I don't know. But you know what'll
feel like a woman, a real woman,
is getting that fucking wedgie, dude. That had to have hurt, dude. She's 32, and like I love watching like kid wipeouts, or kids. It's not like kids getting hurt, but they're like wipe out or get hit by a ball or something like that, because they fall over and then they get up fine, but they start crying. I'm like, you're not in pain, dude. Like you can survive. You can jump off shit and be fine. Like if an older person has that fall, it's like
That's rough, buddy.
So yeah, definitely don't want that. So I guess the answer is, ladies, know what you're wearing to a water park, I guess, and know the consequences, dude. God, really.
That's rough, buddy.
Really is the worst. So, all right, looks like we got the article of the week.
What you gonna eat? You did fuck up.
All right, so this is from the New York Post. A great article, great site. Fans slam Justin Timberlake for seemingly giving himself a feature on NSYNC's new song.
I identify as a fucking threat.
It's gonna be me. Oh, in NSYNC. NSYNC fans are a little put off by Justin Timberlake seemingly giving himself his own feature on the boy band's first new song in over 21 years, Better Place. Performers on the track, which was released Friday and is included on the upcoming Trolls Band Together movie soundtrack, are listed as NSYNC and Timberlake on some platforms, even though NSYNC consists of Timberlake, JC Chazé, Lance Bass, and Joey Fatone, and Chris Kirkpatrick. Why did they do "and" twice here? NSYNC featuring Justin Timberlake, I think the fuck not, one fan wrote Friday on X, the platform previously known as Twitter. I've loved NSYNC since childhood, and Justin was always my guy, but seeing the song say NSYNC and Justin Timberlake is like, what the fuck? Another added, Imagine Destiny's Child and Beyonce. Sorry, dude, that is such a bad look. Why does Better Place have NSYNC and Justin Timberlake? Is he not part of NSYNC, a third asked? Another disappointed fan wrote, with it being NSYNC featuring Justin Timberlake, I smell an ego trip holding them back from getting back together, touring, recording, just in my opinion. Why is it NSYNC and Justin Timberlake? Isn't he NSYNC? Confused much? Another skeptic wrote, although fans may be peeved by the Spotify, Apple Music, and Apple Music listings, the track's listings on the release just says NSYNC. The Pose was contacted Reds for Justin Timberlake for comment, and Justin Timberlake co-wrote Better Place with Amy Allen and Shellback. He and the latter also produced the song, just like Timberlake's 2016 Trolls hit, Can't Stop the Feeling. All right, so we have some drama, and Justin Timberlake, I just want to tell you,
congratulations, you played yourself.
So if you thought this was a good idea, I don't know. So yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I'm on Apple Music, so I did see Justin. Yeah, I did see that too. It's on where I see it too, and it makes me question, like, if it was a choice by Justin Timberlake to say "and Justin Timberlake," then we know, because those are like explanations that we see and think at first glance, but it might not always be the story. Something you need to know is that NSYNC was like a manufactured boy band, and so when it's manufactured like that, it's not always it be a certain type of way, and so there's a possibility that a record label or someone, whoever's like whatever studio is producing the new Trolls movie and the soundtrack and stuff like that. Part of me thinks like someone could have been like, well, kids aren't going to know who NSYNC are, so they're not going to want to listen to this song. But they know who Justin Timberlake is. And I got to say, though, they just said NSYNC. I'm pretty sure most people would listen to the song and be like, that sounds like Justin Timberlake, because he sings most of the song. It is great. I got to say, though, I've been listening to the new song, and I really got to say, it is so nice to fucking hear JC on a new song. Dude, he was so good. Like, it really is. I love Justin just as much as everyone. He was always my guy. But, like, JC, though, like, he really did deserve to have, like, some sort of a career after NSYNC, kind of like Justin had. Like, Zayn had a career. Well, like, Zayn's still doing stuff, I guess, but I haven't heard from him in a while. Harry's obviously doing the most. The blonde one, Niall, is that his name? He's on, like, The Voice and stuff like that. Louis, I think, isn't Louis, like, didn't he get, like, crazy surgery on his face or some shit like that? Like, those guys are my age, so it's, like, weird thinking about that. Like, I'm more or less getting, like, fat surgery versus anything else on my body. So, yeah, part of me thinks it could be a record label or a studio type of situation wanting it put together like that, and especially in regards to marketing as well, because I guess, if Trolls in itself, like this song, it's a great song, and you could fuck to it, but it seems weird to fuck to it, like most NSYNC songs, because it's from a kid's movie soundtrack, and it's like trying to put some pumps into "We Don't Talk About Bruno, no, no, no." And you're trying to pump to that, and, like, you can't, it's like a kid's song. So,
This is the type of guy you get.
But yeah, no, it would be interesting to hear, if there's an easy story, I feel like they would have just announced it. Like, oh yeah, the reason why it says this is because that. And so there's a lot of stuff. I'm going to be following the story nonstop for a while. But yeah, but I'm feeling, but there is a good possibility that Justin's no longer in NSYNC, technically not a member of NSYNC anymore. But, like, they're going to have him on there, and they're going to call it Justin Timberlake and NSYNC or something like that, which is kind of strange. But, like, and then also, I'm thinking about, like, the tracking itself. It says NSYNC and Justin Timberlake, making it, which would mean it's an NSYNC song featuring Justin Timberlake. That's what it says to me. And so in my mind's immediately like, okay, I guess Justin doesn't want to be associated with NSYNC anymore, but at the same time wants to still be in the group or whatever. And I guess he wants to call it, like, Justin Timberlake and NSYNC. Like, I guess it's like calling the Sting and the Police or something like that, where I feel like just call it the Police. So anyways, I want to look at this. I wish, if someone knows this, please leave me a comment, because I'd love to hear what the actual fucking story is on this, and that way we can move on from here. And I don't want to, I'm looking at my NSYNC marionette dolls in the box right now, which make me hope that the Toy Story universe doesn't exist, because I have all 5 members, the NSYNC members, in boxes, the toys or whatever, unopened, and I really hope I'm not, like, forcing them to a life of like confinement or whatever. I don't know what the best word would be. But anyways, though, if you call me gay for liking NSYNC, guess what?
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
Yep, it's not Pride Month, so we're not gay. All right, and moving on to our last article of the day. We have here, this is from GMA, I think it's Good Morning America, is what we like to be calling it. Law enforcement conducts welfare check at Britney Spears' home.
Feel like a woman, a real woman.
Britney Spears received a welfare check at her home this week. The Ventura County Sheriff's Department confirmed to ABC News on Thursday. The welfare check was conducted Wednesday after the Ventura County Sheriff's Department said it received a call from the Los Angeles Police Department SMART team, its mental health evaluation team, which was notified by someone close to Spears expressing concern for the singer's well-being after she shared a video of herself on Instagram dancing with knives. The Ventura County Sheriff's Department told ABC News that law enforcement deputies felt Spears wasn't in any danger after speaking with the singer's head of security and her attorney. Spears' PR representative did not have a comment at this time. Spears shared the video of herself dancing with knives on Tuesday, posting a follow-up video the next day with the caption, "Lighten up about the knives, I'm copying Shakira." In January, Spears took to social media to ask fans to respect my privacy after the police were called to her home. The Ventura County Sheriff's Office told ABC News at the time she had responded to calls from concerned fans after Spears deleted her Instagram account. I've made it an effort to actually not talk about Britney and her because that shit makes me sad. But I am glad that, one, the police actually did their job, No, it's actually amazing when a police officer does their job correctly. It's very rare these days. Even I know police officers doing their job. No, they're not. Their job is to protect citizens, and they find citizens. They beat citizens. They don't do anything to protect citizens. They protect the rich and healthy and property. So that's why cops are sex. But for some reason, police officers, I guess she's rich, so police officers don't. That's who they're protecting. But, I never said anything about, was it Britney Spears when her dad was in charge of her shit? I don't know. I think someone who actually cares about her needs to take care of her. Maybe find a really good fan, There's got to be one Britney Spears fan out there who's like, I'll help Britney. I'll treat her good, It's just like a caretaker. Britney she needs a caretaker. She probably already has some help, but anything. Imagine imagine your mental health going to shit, but you're also rich, so it's actually not a problem. It's like us, anyone who's not rich and they're having some mental health problems. You're like, how much is this gonna cost? Stuff like that. So I can't afford to have a mental breakdown right now, so I gotta just get through it or whatever.
Come on, Mark, don't be stingy.
But yeah, no. So I'm glad they checked on her, but still, it's not. It's not good, dude. I feel bad. Everyone talks about Britney all the time. It's like, oh, look at the Britney's so bad. I'm like, no, you're making things we're making things worse. We need to as a man on old ass YouTube once said, leave Britney alone. Leave her alone.
Be gone, fuck!
I added Garth Brooks laughing at Ukraine. So, anyways, yeah. Anyone else know what's going on with Britney? Because I feel really bad for her, That's fucking great. FNX Fitness, the ultimate destination for fitness enthusiasts looking to reach their peak performance and achieve their health goals. Are you tired of the same old fitness routines that leave you feeling uninspired and unmotivated? Look no further than FNX Fitness, where they bring a fresh and innovative approach to your fitness journey. At FNX Fitness, they believe that true fitness goes beyond just physical strength. It's about nourishing your body and mind and soul to unlock your full potential. That's why they offer a wide range of high-quality supplements and products designed to support your active lifestyle. Fuel your workouts and enhance your recovery with the scientifically formulated supplements. From pre-workout energizers to post-workout recovery blends, FNX Fitness has you covered every step of the way. Their products are carefully crafted using premium ingredients, ensuring you get the nutrients you need to perform at your best. But FNX Fitness is more than just supplements. It's a community of like-minded individuals who share your passion for fitness and well-being. Join their supportive community and gain access to expert advice, workout tips, and motivational content that will keep you inspired and on track towards your goals. They understand that fitness is a personal journey, which is why they offer a wide range of products to cater to your individual needs. Whether you're a seasoned athlete looking to take your performance to the next level, or a beginner taking your first steps towards a healthier lifestyle, FNX Fitness has the tools and resources to support you every step of the way. But don't just take my word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have already experienced the FNX Fitness difference. Transform your fitness routine and unlock your full potential with FNX Fitness. And using our code in the description, you can save 15% off your order from their website. Ready to take your fitness to the next level? Visit their website on your nearest retailer today and discover the power of FNX Fitness. Elevate your performance, fuel your passion, and become the best version of yourself with FNX Fitness. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Cash App, the easiest way to send, spend, and save money with just a few taps on your phone. Are you tired of dealing with the hassle of carrying cash or waiting in long lines at the bank? With Cash App, you can say goodbye to those inconveniences and hello to a seamless financial experience. Sending money to friends and family has never been easier, whether you're splitting the bill at dinner, paying your share of rent, or simply sending a birthday gift. Cash App lets you transfer money instantly, directly from your bank account. No need to worry about writing checks or handling physical cash anymore. But Cash App doesn't stop there. It's complete financial ecosystem right at your fingertips. Use the app to easily pay for your morning coffee, groceries, or even your monthly subscriptions. With just a simple scan or tap, you can make purchases at millions of locations, both online and offline. And here's the best part. Cash App helps you save money too. With its innovative Boost feature, you can unlock exclusive discounts and cashback rewards at popular retailers, restaurants, and even your favorite services. It's like having your own personal saving assistant, always looking out for the best deals. Worried about security? Cash App has you covered. With top-notch encryption and advanced security features, your financial information is always protected. Plus, if you have ever had any question or concerns, Cash App's dedicated customer support team is available 24/7 to assist you. So why wait? Join millions of satisfied users and experience the convenience, speed, and savings that Cash App brings to your financial life. Download the app today from your app store and start spending and saving money like never before. Luckily, the best part is, if you sign up using the link in the description, you get a free $5 just for signing up. That's literally just free money. So join Cash App today. The future of money is here. And when you use our links, you directly support this show.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
You said it last time when I reviewed Season 1. Now it's on to Season 2. To upset all of you even more, those of you who hated the first review, I got too many of those comments. And now it's my time to let you all know we're doing Season 2. All right, so let's
just jump into it.
All right, so we're on to the second season of The Sopranos, right? A show I have called silly in the past. Apparently, people do not think that The Sopranos is a silly show, only me. And the fact I said Italians are silly did not sit right with Italians. So I can't wait to give you, I have more hot takes here today, folks. If you were pissed off last time, guess what? You're going to get pissed off even more now. All right? So we're still, the show revolves around Tony. It's called The Sopranos. And you think with a show called The Sopranos, it would go over everyone with the last name Soprano. So there's AJ Soprano, Carmela Soprano, Junior Soprano, Meadow Soprano, and so barely goes over to any of them. We're just focused on Tony, James Gandolfini, New Jersey mob boss, for those we didn't know. He's a New Jersey mob boss. And this one, I think he was the top guy now, because it was Junior at the top, and then Junior got arrested. Now he's on like a very loose house arrest that no one really gives a shit about. And the big thing with this show is that you're not just watching, an Italian mob boss be an Italian mob boss. Tony Soprano has anxiety. And nowadays you hear like someone has anxiety and you're like, big whoop, I do too. And but back in the 2000s, when this show started, you did not talk about your mental health. Like, mental health was taboo. I think my mom even thinks talking about your mental health is still taboo. I guess you don't want people to think you're a freak for taking pills that make you calm down or something like that. You're not enough of Jesus, you just have that. So yeah, but Tony has anxiety and he visits a therapist for it. The beginning of the season, the therapist was like, he made me go into hiding, so I'm gonna pass on being his therapist. And then she has a moral dilemma where it's like, I feel, when I feel like if you go into a doctor profession or something like that, similar, that like sometimes you got patients, you're like, I gotta like solve their fucking problem, And I think that's what makes like a good doctor versus like a bad one. A bad one is just like, well, I'll fix you, go on your way, fix you, go on your way. Real doctor is like, if you feel like you somewhat misdiagnosed or could be something off, or you need to do extra testing on something similar like that, most doctors are going to be like, all right, this was keeping me up at night. We need to do other stuff too. Most doctors do that. And I think this is what Dr. Melfi or whatever was all about. And so that's why she brought Tony back in, which I don't even know about this stuff. Apparently in real life, I guess they got to a point where there's like, yeah, I'm just going to talk about whatever I do. I feel like they're going to get to that point, but most therapists are like, yeah, if you're doing illegal shit, I'm going to snitch. And so it's very interesting that, for the most part, this show, like, I guess Dr. Melfi, I'm not worried about it. So we're an Italian guy with anxiety, which sounds like every Italian guy with anxiety and shit like that. So that's Tony Soprano and shit like that. So Tony found himself in a bunch of shenanigans again. He's always just getting in, like, this show is all about what's Tony Soprano getting into. That darn Tony Soprano up to his little shenanigans again. And so, we got to do it. So he's, he maintains control of his perfect little empire. He tries to be a good husband, even though he literally cheats on Carmela. And I got to say, though, Carmela MILF. And, like, Carmela kisses a handyman, like some guy who owns, like, a wallpaper putting up company or whatever. I don't know. I don't know the direct terms. I don't know. Do people still use wallpaper? Maybe that's a very East Coast thing, but everyone I know just has walls. You maybe put wallpaper in bathrooms, maybe? I don't know. But, yeah, and then everyone's like, that's Tony Soprano's wife. We're like, God damn it, I can't do shit. But, like, Tony's cheating all the way. But it's like, if Tony found out she was cheating, he'd be so mad, even though he literally cheats on her every day. Why do all these mob guys cheat? Maybe Paulie doesn't. Does Paulie even have a wife? Because they make him look try to make him look like really tough when he's like banging chicks. And every time Paulie comes, like Paulie is comedic relief. I can't imagine he's not comedic relief. Paulie Walnuts, isn't that what his name is? Just fucking comic relief. Yeah. In this world, Tony's marriage with Carmela is strained because they both don't know how to be ride or die. Actually, no. Tony is a very ride or die kind of guy, I feel like, even just like a friend like Paulie, who's the guy who owns the restaurant, like, even though that guy almost killed Tony, but they know each other forever, don't you feel like Tony would protect? And that's what I think the best part about the Mafia is, because don't like some groups of the Mafia, I think maybe this could be like a biker gang type of thing, but like you have a little thing, a little card or something like that you put in like your business window, and it's like, yeah, you have to give the Mafia some money, but then no one's gonna ever fuck with you, It's like, because the almost, and the nice thing I feel like with the Mafia, like sometimes the Mafia can really help out a community. Like, that's what like Tony's neighbors are like, safest neighborhood safest neighborhood around, because Tony's there, and like, no one's gonna try to rob shit around like Tony or whatever. Would you imagine Paulie showing up and like, hey, I heard you robbed someone the other day. You're gonna get that shit back. Like when what was that one guy, Richie, like fucking ran over a dude with his car or whatever, dude, and that dude's like gonna have a hard time walking. Like, you know, they're like, Richie, you gotta build a ramp. You know, they're like, holy, you gotta build a ramp for him. Come on, Richie, build him a ramp. You know, it's like build him a ramp. You're the one who paralyzed him. You're gonna need to build him a ramp. Like how they're all like, fucking Richie, better build a ramp. You know, it was probably okay that he died later in the series. Just saying, I'm just saying, it was probably I was kind of hoping he would die because he was a little too much. You know, I don't know. See, I don't like. They don't really. None of those guys really have anger issues, you know. But Richie had anger issues. I don't know. Tony's just very uptight because he's just stressed all the time. He has so much anxiety. He's like a big ass ball of anxiety that like everyone has like little needles or like trying to push on it, trying to get it to pop. Like that's what everyone's trying to do, and stuff like that. So cool stuff. You know, just normal mafia stuff. Remember when Tony's mom tried to put a hit on Tony? Yeah, they're not really they're not talking anymore. Like Tony used to be like his mother's caretaker almost for a while, you know, like the family caretaker, and then he's like then Tony was like, you know, if someone wants to put a hit out on me, I don't think I should have to take care of him anymore, which is a very valid look. I'm assuming, I think I read something that his mom's gonna die, you know. Okay, I just assume even after. Okay, I think I read something. Even after her death, his mom was. I think I read something, so I know the mom's gonna die, and I'm gonna be very excited for that episode. You know, to happen. Now we're getting into another part of the show which I'm really interested in. It's like the FBI investigating Tony and like, you know, trying to dig up dirt on Tony because I have to imagine like everyone knows in the show, like everyone knows who Tony is, what he basically kind of what he does, you know, unless you ask him. Like never. First of all, if you think someone's in the mafia, I'm just gonna give a little life hack for everyone. If you think someone's in the mafia, don't ask them if they're in the mafia. You'll find out. You'll learn on your own they are. You're gonna have to put some context clues together. But just don't ask them about that. In fact, don't go into business with them either because that will fuck you over. That will really screw you over. Something like that I really do want to get into a little bit later as I talk about this. And then Tony's little gang of little rascals. They're up in their own shenanigans. Christopher, as normal people would say, Christopher. So Christopher is so basically he's struggling with addiction, so he's doing drugs, and that is kind of a good sign of someone like if they don't do drugs, they're kind of like a psychopath, you know? That's this kind of like, if the weight of existing is heavy on you, you know, then, and you do drugs to do that, then, yeah, you're probably normal, but, you know, if you don't, like, you're probably like a psychopath, dude. You're probably the craziest motherfucker I'm probably ever seen.
This is America, you dumb son of a bitch, okay?
I have anything cool. I might need to find, some funny Sopranos drops. That'd be fun. What else is going on here? So and like Christopher, we have a lot to go over with Christopher. But yeah, he also takes acting classes, and I think he ends up beating the shit out of a guy in the acting class. So he doesn't go to that acting class anymore. Like that's kind of, you know, someone who was in college. I really want to tell people that if you want to pass the class and you want to do good in the class, do not beat the shit out of a classmate. That won't be good. And, oh yeah, Christopher, he cheats on his girlfriend too. So almost fiance, wants to marry, he cheats on her. And then Jon Favreau, isn't it? And this is like Jon Favreau post Swingers, not like, because I know Jon Favreau, the majority of I know him from is like he did some acting. I guess Swingers was up there. I know him from Iron Man, Chef, that movie. He has a lot of his work on The Mandalorian and other Star Wars related projects. So like that's what I know him from. But you know he was known for a different thing, and he had like a redhead assistant. She was hot. she was fucking. I wonder what she's up to these days. We the show really is the psychological struggles of someone in the mafia. Like themes, I wrote down some themes we got here. So those of you interested in that, themes of power, identity, and morality. I'm gonna tell you though, not a lot of morality in this show. I'm gonna tell you, not a lot of morality. It's like these are the good bad guys. Like that's what you're kind of watching, which makes which makes for a good show. This is why the show is one of the best shows ever. Now I'll agree with you. I know I say this show is silly and shit like that, and they do say dark humor is a big part of this show. So I'm not wrong. I am not wrong for any of you wanting to know.
I identify as a fucking threat.
I want to let you know I am not wrong in regards to this. I am 100% correct that it can be silly, okay? They say it's a dark comedy, okay? They say it's dark humor, okay? And dark humor is my, no pun intended, bread and butter. But yeah, so yeah, that's the show. We just go over what's going on with organized crime and the human condition and how humans live and how humans react to each other and all that stuff. But yeah, the biggest problem with the show, and I'm gonna go into the biggest problem, is Christopher's eyebrows. Like, it's not a unibrow, but it's like one extends longer than the other. All right. And I'm not trying to say someone's appearance is a bad thing, but these guys are making bank here. They're making a ton of money in what they're doing. And so I feel that I think that a qualification to be in the mafia should be to own a pair of tweezers. It costs like at the most $2. I feel like you have to have $2 in cash or some change with you, because it's gonna be like $1 or something. Okay, I would just say bring 2 crisp $1 bills. Just use that for payment for your tweezers. Like, these guys have the money to manage their eyebrows. They're going to spas and shit. Okay, and I want to know what's wrong with the spa workers when they see someone's eyebrows and are like, let's just leave it. I was like, do you want us to work on your eyebrows, Mr. Christopher? And he was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll work on it. You can work on it. Ow, what the hell's going on here? All right. So, yeah, Christopher's eyebrows. And it really is the worst thing about this season. Okay, the worst thing that anyone did in this entire show this season is just Christopher ignoring how his eyebrows look, because he looks ridiculous, okay? I hope this is like a thing that gets fixed in later seasons. Like, maybe Christopher discovers hey, Christopher, I got you these tweezers for your fucking eyebrows. That'd be a funny joke, too. He's like, man, I'm not, shit like that. The other biggest problem I have with this, which wasn't that bad, I'm just saying someone just didn't do their research, It's just someone who didn't do their research. We're nitpicking at this point. But there's a scene where Meadow, played by Jamie Lynn Sigler, gets serenaded by a bass player. And I don't know how many of you are musicians out there, but if you don't know, the bass is a very important part of a band, and I don't want to doubt that. I play bass, and I'm playing bass in a band. I play basses in bands, too, and it's not like that big of a deal. However, I'm a guitar player who plays bass, so I just know what I know on guitar, and I transfer it over to bass, and with a couple adjustments, stuff like that. This guy is an actual bass player. And usually bass players are the dumbasses in the group, Like, they intentionally don't change their bass strings because they like the tone, and that tone is ass, and they don't know how to. It's just like, I think this is a story I had recording someone. I was like, okay, I'm recording, and I'm like, all right, tune up your bass. And you're like, oh, I tuned it home. And I'm like, okay, that's not how this works here. Your bass can go out of tune from home to here. So usually it's a good practice in recording to actually tune between each take.
What?
I'm not that big of an asshole, but usually would probably be in the middle of a take, and I'd just stop it and be like, hey, that's out of tune. We need to tune up again, or something like that. Because we got to make sure we're in tune, recording. You don't want to fucking listen to something out of tune in a recording. It's just like no one's gonna want to. You're not making a good product there. So, but yeah, here's the picture. That's Meadow getting serenaded by a bass player. This is a real scene that someone put into this show. Someone actually put into this show a bass player serenading a woman. And I am in utter shock that like someone's like, maybe he could play like real guitar. Nah, he's gonna play bass. You know, that's all we have on set right now. I know we have a big budget because we're HBO, but you know, we're just gonna put him on the bass. I think the bass, it was a nice bass too. That was the problem. Like, do I have a picture on here? I'm gonna look at it real quick because I whipped it on my phone. Did I flick it on my phone like a little? There we go. Yeah, what kind of bass was it? It was an actual Fender bass. I want to make a good guess. It was made in Mexico, but I bet it was a good bass. Mexico makes good basses. Okay, it's not. Don't be mad that way. So yeah, that was a weird fucking scene. One of the biggest plot points in this season was from a poker game, and then things that happened. You know, the results of said poker game. So, you know, Tony has 2 lives. Basically, he kind of has 2 lives. Not really, but like it's not like secret from each other. But he does have 2 lives. He has his like him being a parent. And he talks to his parent, like other kids' parents, as you know, that's how you communicate with them. If you have a kid, you probably have to do bullshit from their school, and then you meet other parents who do bullshit for the school, and so you know each other. So they're like people you know from your children's school and stuff like that. And then he has work friends, which is like Polly. And then he also has people who are technically mafia customers, which are people who go into debt with the mafia. Max out your credit cards before you do that, okay? That'd be the best thing, or rob someone. There's so much you can do that's not, it's totally not just like fucking getting a loan from the mafia. So this motherfucker is, I think it's actually the bass player's dad in the show, the show too. Basically,
This is the type of guy you get.
So basically, like, it's in like this hotel. They do it in this hotel room. It's closed doors, and then like you have to talk to Christopher before you can come in. And this guy who's like the father of one of Meadows' almost boyfriend at this point, he wants to play, and Tony's like, "Hey, you do not want to get involved with this. You do not," like, he's like, he warns him a lot, like at the door, like, you don't want to get involved with this. You need to turn around, go. You don't want to get involved with this, you know. The warning could have been communicated a little bit better, but Tony gave the warning. And this guy is a gambling addict, and he's like, "No, Tony, I want to get in." And he's like, "It's $4,000 just to get in," and then, or something like that. And then Tony was like, and then he's like, "Can't you spot me? And, you know, I'll win it back. It's not going to be a big deal." And Tony's like, eventually he's like, "I'm not going to fight with you anymore." Okay, again. And this guy loses a lot of money in this game. Tony did warn him. Could have been more specific, but he did warn him. And so now this guy's in debt to Tony. And so he takes his son's car and he gives it to Tony as some collateral, you know, for some stuff. And Tony is like, "Oh, my daughter needed a car. Here you go." But this is like one of her friends, you know? He's like, "Thanks, Dad. I don't want this car, you know, because it's my friend's car." And Tony's like, "Why is everyone mad at me? It's just business as usual, you know, like, this is his job." He's like, "Why is everyone mad at me for doing my job?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you are right. Like, this, you know, people who gamble, it's not like, I don't know, like, I feel like gambling's so much different from other addictions because, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's like self-control, you know? I don't know, like, I technically have some addictive things, but at the end of the day, though, it's kind of like, I can stop doing anything whenever I want, and I can do that. I'll just hop back on again later, you know? So it's not like a problem of, like, I can stop, but it's like, you know, but like, it's also, I'm not really technically an addict because it's not controlling my life. It's something I do in the evenings when I'm not working, you know? So it's different there, but like gambling, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, you know, I don't know, it's just gambling. You're just like, oh, you're broke, and you're like, maybe if I get more money, I can get it back, and then you just continue to go, because most of those games are really just like for you to lose money, you know? Because, like, I could go, I've never been actual gambling, but I've been to arcades. I'm 30 years old. I'm like, I've been to arcades. Yeah, I could spend a lot of money on arcades and shit like that, especially if you want, like, a little shitty-ass prize. You're trying to, like, impress a bitch, you know? Like, that shit can get addicting. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Tony was okay in that storyline. You know, like, he did warn him. And, you know, like, he should have known he was getting himself. If you know, I don't know, it's just in my mind, I think, if you take a loan from the mafia and have no way of paying it back, you're kind of a fucking dumbass, you know? You know, it's just, I don't know, I just would not, I don't know, I want to be friends with guys in the mafia, but I don't want to do business with them, you know? It's like, let's keep that separated, you know? Unless it has to be something where I don't want to be in, like, debt to someone, you know? It has to be kind of a mutual thing, like, I don't want to be taken advantage of or whatever. It's similar, you know, similar to that.
What?
There we go.
I identify as a fucking threat.
And then we had the death of a very important character. This is the final episode of the show, Pussy, or his name was Sal, but everyone just called him Pussy. Big Pussy. I think his name was Big Pussy. Remember last season when that police officer was like, "Oh, Pussy has a wire on him," or whatever. Well, in this season, Pussy does start colluding with the FBI and shit like that, trying to get dirt on him. And obviously, the guys find out, and it's kind of it's interesting TV because they're like, because they treated Pussy like a brother, but, like, at the same time, Pussy was kind of the one to betray them. So, like, you know, I don't know, if you're gonna be a snitch, you gotta be, you know, you gotta do a good job or whatever. You know, if I don't even know what the end game was for Pussy. I guess, and they made it a thing where it's like, because Pussy did get arrested last season, and so I guess he was snitching to get less jail time, and he was thinking, like, I'll work with the CIA. I'm gonna be like a undercover agent for the CIA. They're like, no, you're just gonna give us some information, and then you're gonna serve your time. That's it. And so it's kind of a sad end for Big Pussy, you know? Even though his name is Big Pussy, and he's just like, all right, you guys can call me that. You know, like, his friends shot him and then dumped his body in the ocean, you know? That's the thing with the mafia, though. At the end of the day, you're just gonna get murdered and thrown into the ocean, you know? You know, that's just how... That's how it ends for you. And then with Tony vomiting every fucking 10 seconds. But overall, yeah, I guess that's the season. That's the season we're watching. Season's greetings. A couple weeks we'll get to season 3, which will be some cool, what we like to call
Cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
And yeah, but the show ends with, you know, like last season, it kind of ended. The show, like the ending of the show of the seasons are like very underwhelming. I know how the show ends, the series ends, and that was kind of underwhelming, but I'm kind of interested. Is every season going to kind of end with a very underwhelming? And I'm saying underwhelming in a good way. I'm saying underwhelming as in, I feel like the whole purpose of it was to be like, holy crap, some crazy shit just happened, and now they're just, you know, eating, you know, being a family, hanging out, you know. And, you know, it's a very interesting way to end things, and, but I like the artistic choice. I think the artistic choice was well done, well executed, well done. Overall, I did like season 2. I thought I read somewhere that this was the best season of the series, which I hope not, because I got 4 more seasons of this to go through. And 4 more seasons to talk about with each other and move on from here. So anyways, though, what is everyone's thoughts? Y'all still fucking hate me? Is this the worst review you've ever seen of a show? Am I just talking for no reason whatsoever? You decide. But, yeah. Everyone, what are your thoughts on all this shenanigans and whatnot? And, yeah, what should I expect for season 3? I know there's a weird Meadow virginity episode that I'm have to mentally prepare for. which apparently I've read is like the most awkward episode. I don't know if it was stated as the worst episode of The Sopranos. Some people will probably think that, but a lot of people didn't like it. So I'm excited to see where all this goes. Drizly, the ultimate convenience for all your alcohol needs, delivered right to your doorstep. Tired of making last-minute trips to the liquor store or dealing with crowded aisles and long checkout lines? With Drizly, your favorite drinks are just a few taps away, making your alcohol shopping experience easier and more enjoyable than ever before. Drizly brings the liquor store to you, offering an extensive selection of beer, wine, spirits, and more. Browse their vast catalog of top-quality brands, local favorites, and specialty beverages, all conveniently organized on their user-friendly app or website. With Drizly, there's no need to leave the comfort of your home. Simply choose your favorite drinks, place your order, and let their reliable delivery partners handle the rest. Whether you're hosting a party, relaxing after a long day, or simply stocking up for the weekend, Drizly ensures that your drinks are delivered promptly and securely. But Drizly isn't just about convenience, it's about choice. Discover new flavors, explore unique craft brews, or find the perfect bottle of wine to complement your meal. With Drizly's vast selection, you have the freedom to choose exactly what you want when you want it. Worried about the hassle of age verification? Drizly has you covered. Their delivery partners are trained to ensure responsible alcohol delivery, making sure that only those of legal drinking age receive their orders. Your safety and the safety of your community is their top priority. Join the millions of satisfied customers who have already embraced the convenience and simplicity of Drizly. Say goodbye to the hassle of traditional alcohol shopping and hello to the ease of having your favorite drinks delivered to your doorstep. That's not all. Using our link in the description gives you $5 off your first order, which can greatly enhance your night, if you know what I'm saying. Ready to elevate your drinking experience? Download the Drizly app or visit our website today and experience the future of alcohol shopping. Cheers to a new way of enjoying your favorite drinks with Drizly. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Honey, your ultimate online shopping companion that saves you time and money effortlessly. Are you tired of endlessly searching for coupon codes or missing out on the best deals when shopping online? Say goodbye to those frustrations and hello to Honey, the free browser extension that revolutionizes your online shopping experience. Honey is your personal shopping assistant that automatically finds and applies the best coupon codes at checkout, helping you save money with just a few clicks. No more wasted time scouring the internet for discounts. Honey does the work for you, ensuring you never miss out on a great deal again. But Honey doesn't stop at coupon codes. It goes the extra mile to ensure you get the best price possible. With Honey's innovative price history feature, you can track the price changes of your favorite products over time. This means you'll always know if you're getting the best deal or if it's better to wait for a price drop. And the best part, Honey works seamlessly with over 30,000 online retailers, including popular brands across fashion, tech, home goods, and more. Whether you're shopping for a new wardrobe, upgrading your electronics, or sprucing up your living space, Honey has your back, ensuring you get the best value for your money. Worried about privacy and security? Rest assured, Honey is committed to protecting your personal information. They never sell or share your data, and their browser extension is designed with top-notch security measures to keep your online shopping experience safe and secure. Join the millions of satisfied users like me who have already saved millions of dollars with Honey. Download the Honey browser extension today and unlock a world of savings every time you shop online. Don't miss out on an incredible deal and the chance to save money effortlessly. Experience the power of Honey and take your online shopping to a whole new level. Honey, the sweetest way to shop online. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show.
Oh no! Our table!
Oh, well, it's time for Oh No, Our Table, the part of the podcast where I just give all sorts of life advice to everyone. I had to turn something down. I give life advice to you on how to live your life. So, without further ado,
Let's just jump into it.
okay, so first question we got here. What's a good way to ask my girlfriend if I can eat her ass?
What?
Me and my girlfriend have been together for 7 months, and our relationship is great. We really complete each other. We have a lot in common, and everything is amazing. Our sex life is also very healthy and amazing, but I want to take things to the next level. I'm ready to eat her ass now.
Got it!
I go down on her often, and out of respect, I just don't want to go right to the booty without asking her. So I want to make sure it's done the most respectful way possible so she's comfortable. So what's a good way for me to ask her? Any advice will be great. Okay. Well, we all know the actual answer to this problem is just communicate. But communication, apparently we don't like doing that. So here's what I would suggest doing. So the idea is you want to eat her ass, all right? And you would like her to let you eat her ass. So let me get this straight here. So the thing is with eating ass, so you're more interested in eating her ass than she is about getting her ass eaten, okay? One thing you have to realize, though, is you can't really double dip. You know, porn makes it look like so much fun. Like, porn makes everything look awesome. But, you know, but, like, I'm kind of interested that, like, you know, like, all men should enjoy giving oral, you know? But if a woman's like, I don't like receiving oral, so I don't want you to do that, I don't think men are going to be crying about it, you know? For the most part, I feel like most men won't cry, but you really want to eat her ass, and so I don't know what pleasure you get out of it necessarily. Like, I gotta lick her butthole. I don't know what it is about her, but I just have to lick that butthole. So the best strategy I would be is to bring up something that's on like television or pop culture. I think it's easy when like you watch something and then ass eating is being brought up. And then, like, say you're watching TV and you're watching something, and for a slight moment, they go, like, ass eating. You know, ass eating comes up, you know, eating ass, as someone would like to say. And then the question arises, like, would you like to get your ass eaten? Like, so you gotta subtly slip that into a conversation. Not like you want to, but figuring out, like, eating ass is a whole new thing. I wonder if you'd like it. Hey, question, do you think you'd like getting your ass eaten or whatever? And then you can gauge on what reaction she gives. She's like, I've never tried it before or whatever, you know? Like, I'm going to say most girls, not all girls are going to be like, yeah, there isn't a wrong hole. Some girls are like, if you're a chick like that, I got to tell you, your father was just not prepared to be a father. You know, he you know, I don't think he was just not prepared to be a father. That's for all the ladies who say the line, I didn't realize there was a wrong hole. That's the kind of lady. So it's a little bit more complicated to get into sticking your dick in, but your mouth on the outside of it is probably not going to be as difficult. The other thing you can do is when you're going down on her, explore a little bit and see what happens. And if you could keep going lower and lower and lower, and you think, is she into this? And she's like, stop. And if she says stop, then you just have to, you know, respect women, you know, like doing that, you know, and doing all that type of shit.
This is the type of guy you get.
So, yeah, that would be my best advice on you, to try to get to eat an ass, you know. Like, ass is on the menu for you. And you gotta see if you do it. Remember, consent is always a thing. I'm competing with my boyfriend's right hand. My boyfriend and I spend weekends together, and while he's an amazing partner, I'm often left wanting more intimacy. I've tried flirting and making advances, but he often brushes me off. I know he's not cheating, but it's frustrating. I've asked him to hold back so I can enjoy him, but it's not consistent. I feel rejected and insecure when my attempts to initiate intimacy don't work. How can we direct this sexual energy towards me? So I want to know, so yeah, okay. So talking about so your partner is jerking off more than he's having sex with you. You know? So first of all, I don't know. I feel like most men, for the most part, like, when sex is available, we usually choose that over jerking off. Like, the only time, like, men would, like, make time to jerk off is like married with children. You're like, I don't have like, I need like my special me time, sometimes. And like, it is important for men. So we have to do it manually at least every once in a while. Probably more than every once in a while. So there's a situation there that you have. What I'm suggesting, so is it like that he can't get turned on by porn? Or what is it? Honestly, it kind of sounds like he's gay, to be honest with you. I feel like it is something to say. Like, if you're competing with a dude's hand, if it's between you or jerking off, it either means you're ugly or he's gay. Like if you can't, this sounds very sketchy to me. This situation, like, I don't know. It's like you only come over on the weekends, and he doesn't want to fuck you on the weekends. Most guys would just be like, would be like, oh, I can't wait for Friday night. I'm gonna clap some cheeks. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like this is very weird that you do weekend, you're seeing each other on the weekends. Mostly, I assume it's just like we work during the weeks and then on the weekends we come over. He's an amazing partner, but you want more intimacy. I think this dude's gay. Like, someone else listening has to back me up here. Someone out there, you're backing me up here. Like, this dude sounds gay. Like, he gets to see you 2-3 nights a week, okay? 3 times a week, 3 nights a week. And in those times, he doesn't want to fuck you. Like, it makes sense, like, the weekdays he has to do it manually, but then, like, on the weekends when he sees you, he's not wanting to fuck. That's just a big red flag there. This dude sounds gay. I'm not wrong here. Like, he sounds gay. Like, I don't know. Because what did you jerking off to? If you can, like, infiltrate his porn history, but you can't get mad at what he's looking at, okay? Ladies, if you want to look at a guy's porn history, you can't get mad from what you find, okay? Unless it's, like, the R type of porn category, then you get mad. What is the line? Yeah, child. That's up there. You don't want. That's out. That's a red flag. You should look at what he's looking at. I don't know, but just don't only get mad for legitimate reasons. Like, oh, you're jerking off to chicks that don't look like me. That's not a reason to get mad at a guy. The porn has to be bad itself. Like, it has to be inherently wrong itself to be mad, okay? Can't, but your man's gay, so it's probably gonna be a bunch of dudes. It's gonna start off innocent, just like, it's like gangbangs, like one guy's fucking a bunch of chicks, and then it's all of a sudden like that. There's like bisexual porn where like, it's a devil's 3-way, but sometimes a guy gets hit in the butt, so,
Cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
What do you think is the biggest event that will happen in the next 50 years? So, timeline-wise, you never expect what actually happens in the world. But I'm feeling, there is a couple things I think would probably happen. I think we're definitely on track towards a third world war or something similar, but yeah, I don't know, to be considered a world war, because the first world war really wasn't called the World War, because it was called the Great War because of how big it was and did not affect Americans at all. World War II did affect Americans, so sometimes I feel like they should call World War I the Great War, and then World War II Hitler's Shenanigans, featuring the Toshiba people, And so I definitely a World War III. Like we're always having fucking conflicts with the Middle East. Like we're always doing some shit. There's always some shit's happening. I feel like Russia, until Putin just dies of natural causes, like Russia's always gonna be like, Kim Jong-un's always talking shit, but like they say North Korea has a strong military. The USA would wipe them out. Like, still. Like, a nuclear bomb is bad. Like, regardless, it's bad. A nuclear bomb is bad. But, like, if North Korea tried anything, they would be obliterated. Like, they would be obliterated. There would be no North Korea. It'd be Korea. And it's called South Korea. Like, there would be no, like, I don't care what you tell me. Like, that nation, I just can't imagine they have it that well. They have it that well off that, like, yes, they have it well off. They have a bomb, but like, if they try any shit, like, they're gonna die. So you know, you always hear like inter-country conflicts, definitely going down. Something I definitely don't think. I mean, it's just a possibility, but another U.S. Civil War, I definitely think could happen. I mean, if it wasn't for, it would have to take the U.S. military probably, would be my guess. Because whatever side has the U.S. military, like, I don't think people understand how good the U.S. military is. It's just like, I don't even think they're going to send people out there. They're just going to send fucking drones. And you're like, all right, I am calculating here. Enter, all right. And everyone's dead. All right. So, like, definitely.
This is America, you dumb son of a bitch, okay?
So, oh yeah, so it has to be something where our military would have to separate, you know, like there's have to be a separation in our military, because realistically, whoever has the actual military, and if it splits up or whatever, like, that's the real question, because we talk about, like, the first Civil War, I mean, the United States Civil War, you know, technology wasn't advanced as it was today, so it's very interesting. And honestly, though, I'm not saying this is true or not, but I think COVID started from a lab in Wuhan, and I don't think people remember at the time, like, when COVID first started, before we all thought it was a problem, like, there were a lot of Chinese protests, and then all of a sudden, a new virus comes out of China. I'm not saying it's real, but I'm just not going to be surprised if that's true, because that makes more sense than a dude ate a bat, and he got this weird type of flu disease, and it spread and closed the entire planet. I don't know, doesn't the manufactured in a lab, this is going to get me demonetized in trouble for sure for all this fucking nonsense, but I don't know. I feel like if it's versus a guy eating a bat or a Chinese lab trying to create something to stop protesters, the latter sounds more real. So biological word. So yeah, that's going to be the thing, though. I do definitely think, I think the second U.S. Civil War, there's a possibility it could just chill out, you know, or whatever, for the most part. But yeah, World War III is a lot more likely it's going to happen. I don't know. It's just wars always. It's kind of one of those things you learn, even just from history. It's just war is always going to happen, you know. And it's always just some rascal, you know, like Hitler. Why did Hitler start World War II? It's because he wanted to eliminate the Jews. He wanted to rule the world. He wanted power. He wanted to build an empire, you know. Shit like that, you know. So it's just one guy. It's like, you know, doesn't that sound a lot like Ukraine? He's like, oh, what's going on in Ukraine? Like, stand up for the Ukraine. Stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely think World War III. Anything else, events happening in the next 50 years? Hopefully I'm dead. That'd be nice. That'd be the nicest thing that could possibly happen. Don't feel the need for sex. Is that weird? And you're a woman who's 18 and you're dating a man who is 18. We've been dating for over a year. It's both of our first relationships and we're taking it slowly. We haven't had sex yet, but I know that he would be ready if I said I am. The thing is, I don't feel the need to do anything sexually. And I don't know if that's that I am just not sexually attracted to him, or if it's normal, because since I haven't had sex ever, maybe I just don't desire it because I don't know what the feeling. I find him super attractive and love his personality and appearance, but I'm satisfied with cuddles and kisses. He asked me before if I'd ever want to have sex, but said of course that could be in many years, and that's okay with him. I'm just worried about whether this is normal. Do you think this means I'm just not attracted to him? We're gonna get into your attraction in a second, but I don't think I'm ever. Yeah, you've never had sex. It's just so weird to me that like women will like just go like almost they could like if they've just never had a boyfriend, they'll go their whole life without like being like aroused or like it's just weird that women don't think like, oh, you know, if I flick this thing, it feels really good. I'm gonna do this all the time now. That's what men do. We figured out like jerking off feels good, like coming, busting nuts feels really good, and we're like, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my fucking life, dude. So yeah, it is weird. You're not into it. You're a woman. I'm just gonna say it. You're in a relationship. It sounds like you both care about each other. I think you need to bite the bullet and let him take you to Pound Town. Now look, sounds like it's both of your first relationships. It's probably not gonna be that good. But I think if you do it right, I think you could have a good time. You might break your hymen. Okay, I'm just breaking that out. Just wanting you to know about that news. I'm a little too old to be breaking hymens, so my memory is fuzzy. But all I'll tell you is your hymen will break. Maybe talk to another woman about that. That's probably going to be the better solution. Don't ask a fucking dude in his 30s about what it feels like to break your hymen. Okay?
Here's something to think about.
Yeah, I would say you need to try it because it sounds like you don't know what it feels like. And it's definitely something like if a guy would never figure out that jerking off felt good, like what would we do? How, society, it's just like the futuristic society, the world is just a better place now because like men don't jerk off anymore. It's like that. So that's actually an episode of Seinfeld where George, I guess he can't have sex with his girlfriend and so he just like doesn't. And then he just becomes a super genius. He's like, he goes to the New York Yankees and he's like, yeah, we won the World Series. Yeah, in 7 games. Shit like that. Oh, George. Anyways, though, fuck each other, see what happens, see if you like that. Even if it feels good for a little bit and you need to come, you might be one of those people who can't come easy and maybe buy a vibrator. You can buy a vibrator at Walmart. They're behind locked glass, so what you would need to do is, hello, Walmart employee, I would like to buy the biggest vibrator you sell, but it's locked behind a cabinet. So could I please unlock the cabinet so I can get my vibrator? Thank you and have a good night. What's an addiction that no one takes seriously enough? I think the biggest one I'm going for is probably like needing attention. Social media is there, but I don't think social media is necessarily the problem. We'll get into that in a minute, but I think people just like feel this need, they need attention and it's fun. You play OnlyFans Roulette, it's a great way to find people who really want attention. And that's why you have just like reality TV is because there's so many people who want attention and want to be famous, but like they don't have a talent. And so they just do utter garbage. So so everything's interesting there when it comes to that. But yeah, like there is something like people just want attention, and it's even like dating these days. It's just like oh, you're just wanting attention to help your self-esteem or whatever. I'm over that. So needing attention's one. I think social media really goes hand in hand with that because people are just like addicted to their phone and like everything they do is like, oh, I'm really just going here to get a photo, Like, how many people do you think have done? Well, the writer's strike is over, but I don't know if it's official, but they said they came to an agreement. Then it's just the actors now, and it's like, how many people do you think out there showed up to the strike, got a picket sign to take a picture, and then just left immediately, like just for like the social media, the Instagram picture and shit like that, I sit on social media all the time. And I act like I'm not addicted, but actually no, I'm not. I don't feel like I'm addicted because I will go like a couple hours, and just be like, okay, like if I have something better to do, it's really just like downtime. That's when I'm on social media, but I don't feel the need to be on it all the time with other people. But yeah, I guess people get addicted to that because say what you want about Meta, Facebook, and Mark Zuckerberg. They know how to keep you on there. Like, they know how to keep you just, like, staying on their apps and shit like that, you know? They definitely know what they're doing when it comes to shit like that. I have a soundtrack to play here.
You bet I'm coming up in May.
Definitely, yeah, so definitely, they know how to get you just sitting on there and getting hours of your day passed. They know what they're doing. So, I mean, it's cool. I mean, like, I can't be mad at it. Like, they're doing a good job. So, you know. The other thing, like, sugar and food, and especially, this is like an American problem because we put fucking sugar in everything. You know how much, like, if you buy, like, the cheap white bread, you know, the reason why it's cheap and the bread lasts for so long is because it's, like, all just fucking sugar, dude, and it keeps it from going bad as fast. That's why there's, like, when you get, like, a real bread, like, it goes bad faster than, like, the Walmart bread. That very reason, like, we put sugar in so much fucking stuff, and I can't say I'm not like a sweets person, but I do love some carbs, and carbs are basically sugar, you know what I'm saying.
What?
So yeah, so sugar, and I think food, we definitely see food. Like, I even think to myself, I'm like, man, I need to eat less, and then I don't. So, like, yeah, I would definitely, like, anything that feels good, I need to eat better, I need to eat less, and you're like, no, I want to feel good, and stuff like that. So, that's how it is. So, another great one to bring up. Why is it so normal for American teens to have cars? How do they afford it? In the UK, it's not common at all, so how are 17-year-olds in America casually owning and driving cars? So depending on, there's many situations with kids with car. I grew up in an area where just most even kids in high school just had their own car, or had a car that they drove to school. They probably didn't own it. A lot of kids, they had to they saved up their money and stuff like that, and got a car. I got a hand-me-down car. That's the kind of family values I like. Hand-me-down cars and stuff like that. So that's what I had, and I think a lot of kids I would go to school with, the ones that don't have rich ass parents, what kind of cars they have. Yeah, a lot of us have cars, but then it was like, oh, this car was like $2,000, or back in the day when you could buy a car, like a used car for $2,000 that needed some repairs and was kind of a piece of shit, and a lot of times they're kind of the kind of car that's like, yeah, this thing is only really good for, like, driving around town, not for, like, long-distance trips. So, yeah, a lot of kids in the United States, they have cars, but I'm not saying they have the nicest cars. Some kids, like, will get on, like, payment plan, like, try to get a nice car. I just drove, I drove a car. I drove a 1999 Ford Escort, in high school, and it was great, decent gas mileage and stuff like that. It was old, so, but it was pretty old, and I love that fucking thing. So, yeah, so it's not always, like, kids do have cars, but they're not always driving nice cars. They're not driving new cars, and, yeah, no parent wants to buy it. So a lot of times it's just kind of a parents, because I think just how life works, different, and we don't have, like subways and trains and shit like that as much in the U.S. for, like, traveling around in most places. So, like, you need a car to get around, and, parents don't always want to give their kids rides places or whatever, So, hopefully that makes sense. That's the reason why you would see a kid with a car. There's obviously rich parents who buy their over. Remember, like, there were kids in my high school whose parents bought them a Mustang for their 16th birthday. I'm like, you're not a good parent when you buy a kid, like, something that nice. Like, you're not a good parent. You're buying your kid a fucking Mustang to drive, That's, like, your gift to them. Here's a brand new fucking Mustang. Like, unless someone died, I think I had a friend who had, like, a somewhat nice sports car, like, in high school. But I think the story was, like, his dad bought it at one of those, like, auctions where they sell, like, cars and shit that, like, people died in or whatever, or, like, something like... criminal activity was taken with the vehicle, so I think he got, like, a good price on it, and it was like a sports type car, and it was like so useless. Like, you could barely fit in the back seat. there was barely a back seat, and like trunk space wasn't good either. It was really funny. It was funny fucking shit.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And on to our last question I have here. I want to break up with my girlfriend, but her birthday is coming up in 11 days, and her favorite artist concert is in 5 days. Should I wait? Tomorrow is my 21st birthday, and after nearly a year of dating, I am realizing that my girlfriend and I are more incompatible than I initially thought. Our libido levels are on completely different spectrums. I think she's probably gay. And with me leaning towards being... I should have just fucking read. I get this.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
With me leaning towards being asexual and her having a high sex drive, it's becoming exhausting, and I feel like it's a waste of both of our time. While she claims to be okay with it and says love is all she needs, I see glimpses of her high libido every day. I politely reject her advances most of the time, but I sense a lot of unhappiness even when she doesn't mention it. Unfortunately, I think my lack of sexual desire is feeding into her existing insecurities and self-esteem issues relating to attraction. I reassure her that nothing is wrong with her and that her having a higher libido is normal, but it's just not for me. I don't have any past sexual trauma, but I've never been particularly interested in sex. I'm not looking for advice on how to break up, as I'll seek that in a different forum. But I wanted to clarify a few things. We have a planned SZA concert, which I was never intending to attend, but she's been excited about it for months. We both agreed to this arrangement for her own enjoyment. I also appreciate the concern about hormonal imbalances, but I know that's not the issue. It's not that I have no libido, but rather ours are drastically different. I'm content with having sex once every couple of months, while she would prefer it every couple of hours. So there's nothing wrong with either of us. We're just not compatible in that sense. Should I wait to break up, or is now a bad time? So first of all, you two need to break up. If you even think you're slightly asexual, and you're like, I only want sex like maybe once every couple of months, like, yeah, that is something I really, I get annoyed with asexual people just because a lot of times what they'll do is they'll date non-asexual people and then they're like, I don't want to have sex with you, and then it's kind of manipulating and you're leading them on, and it's just not good for someone to know. A lot of just asexual people just take advantage of people like that. So I would say, knowing that you're asexual and this other person's definitely not, a lot of guys would love to just fucking bang her every couple of hours, okay? There's plenty of guys out there, and you're clearly not the one for her. Also, are you asexual or are you just gay? That's a good question. So, yeah, realizing this, so you do need to break up, but you said you have your SZA. I think, is the SZA tour over? I saw she was in Nashville. You might be from Nashville. Congrats. What I'm going to say is, go to the concert. You have to go to the concert with her. Once the concert's over and everything you have planned, in the short, immediate future, that, you have to finish that out. You have to finish that out and then give a good buffer window. And then at that point, you need to break up with her, And also, may I suggest, to help her with the breakup, start being shitty to her. Okay, maybe if you be a little shitty to her, the breakup will be a lot easier, Start being a dick. Start being a dick right now. I mean, you're asexual, so you're already a dick, even though you don't use yours. And you're leading someone on who is not. And you don't understand, if you're asexual, that how important sex is in a relationship. So, I'm saying, you have to go. So I think your punishment for leading her on like this is going to the SZA concert. It's cuffing season and all the boys we need a big boy, is that SZA? Okay, never mind. I think my voice was out, or I'm not trying to be that loud. So you have to go to the SZA concert, wait for a buffer window, and then you break up, and then die alone, like you should be. All right, because she needs to
feel like a woman, a real woman.
And with all that being said, thank you so much for checking out this episode of Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. thank you so much for checking out the show. Make sure you're checking out Dry Spell. You're going to listen to that soon. Make sure you're saving that wherever you stream your music at. Follow me on social media at TheSchweezy, and support us on Cash App or on PayPal by sending us a good donation. And leave us a review. Leave us a 5, 4, 3, 4, 1 star rating. Check out our YouTube page. Share the highlights. Share everything else. Honk. If you love butt drugs, and stay awesome. I've been going through a dry spell, not spending my time well, I overthink. I wanna go back to better nights, kissing girls who look nice under the sheets. I got no motivation, I've been self-medicating. I don't know how to get better, I guess it's now or never. I think it's time for a comeback. These last few years have been wasted away. This dry spell's making it difficult for things to ever change. I've been going through a dry spell, sleeping in a hotel all by myself. I don't wanna miss my past loves, cause they only come up when I'm alone. And I have no serotonin, I'm just drinking alone, and I don't know how to get better, I guess it's now or never. I think it's time for a comeback. These last few years have been wasted away. This dry spell's making it difficult for things to ever change. Another night with sativa, I'm alone and nobody cares. Same shit, different toilet, I'm stuck in a cycle of unrepair. I think it's time for a comeback. These last few years have been wasted away. This dry spell's making it difficult for things to ever change. Another night with sativa, I'm alone and nobody cares. Same shit, different toilet, I'm stuck in a cycle of unrepair. Thank you for tuning in to Cancel Schweezy, the Lord's trademark favorite podcast, and joining me on this incredible journey. I hope you've enjoyed the valuable insights and engaging discussion I brought to your ears. To ensure you never miss an episode, hit that subscribe button now. By subscribing, you'll receive automatic updates whenever we release new content, keeping you in the loop with the latest episodes and topics. Subscribing not only guarantees that you'll never miss a beat, but also helps support our show. Your subscription plays a crucial role in helping us continue to bring you high quality content and maintain our podcast growth. So whether you're listening on your favorite podcast platform or watching our YouTube channel, take a moment to click that subscribe button. Join our community of passionate listeners and be part of the journey. Personally, I appreciate your support, and together, we can make this podcast even better. So don't wait any longer. Hit that subscribe button now and stay connected with us. Thank you for being part of our podcast family.